Testing 1 2. Good evening, everybody. We shall be starting very shortly. Thank you very much. Her indoors. She hasn't forgotten how to make a coffee. Good evening, Pat the Beard. Nice to see you on board tonight again. Electric Sheep Minion, slide right back in there, just like an old pair of boots. Could you not think of something a bit more pleasant to describe me as, instead of a smelly old pair of boots? Now, we don't want to mention anything about Corona tonight because, folks, this is officially not a quarantine quiz until quite possibly Friday night. Will it all start again? That is the question. Her indoors is absolutely thrilled. She gets the chance to work from home and spend more quality time with me. Good evening, Jesse. How are you keeping? I hope all is well. Trying to give her indoors sign. Pull the chair up next to me so everyone can see you tonight. Let's give them all a treat. Come on, come on. Good evening, Captain Beer. Now, her indoors, please try and avoid doing what you're more than likely going to do, and that's move the mouse again. Okay, folks, so as usual, deja vu indeed. Her indoors has arrived, has remembered, thankfully, how to turn on the iPad. Let me see. Yes, most of you have typed George into the chat. If not, then the bot has remembered who you are and has entered you. Minion Jesse is already in. Electric Sheep Minion, her indoors, Micah, Pete in Dublin, Captain Beer. Arto, our official Finnish comedian, is also in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Great to see you. Yes, Arto, this is working. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is there any sign of Liz the Legend? I would hate to start the show without Liz the Legend arriving. I hope she's not at the door. Good evening, Bob. Someone has said hi, Bob. It's like, when? I don't see a message from Bob. Has Bob arrived in? Baroness of Burnham. Good evening, Mark, and everyone. Well, it's good to know that she knows who is the important one. Captain Beer said Liz is present but not logged in. I think it's been a few years since Liz has ever been logged in. Let's be honest with each other. Or present. Now the big shock is Pat the Beard said Liz account was banned. Liz account was banned. How did Jesse do that? Oh my, oh my. Now folks, we will be starting very shortly. Excuse me if I'm a little bit rusty tonight. I'm suffering from a serious case of jet lag. Big journey last night. Flew back in from Ireland, folks. At my age, any flight affects me. Jesse's saying that he does believe that she's got a spur account. In fact, I think Liz the Legends has more than one account on Twitch. And why would Liz be banned? That's the question I want to know. Maybe we will hear this story, folks, if she signs on somewhere else. It is a little bit random indeed. It is me, Liz, is now following. First time chat from a viewer. Good evening, Liz. Who are you and where do you come from? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, great to have you here tonight for our first Let's Stay Connected online quiz show, November 2021. Pete in Dublin wants to know, is it Frank's birthday? Well, actually, believe it or believe it not, I seen Frank a fortnight ago and he told me today was his birthday. But we'll get to that later on. Now, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take a little breath, stop shouting, and start talking. So that is what I'm going to attempt to do. If I am getting too loud or in any way boisterous, I'm sure Liz can let me know. She's feeling a little bit sensitive. There is a possibility that Liz might have to stay at home for a few days. Something that I'm sure her and her family are absolutely thrilled about. But we might hear some details about that later on. So if you're ready to go, then you know what you need to do. It's very simple. You need to pour yourself a drink. You need to grab yourself a pen and a piece of paper. Nothing has changed, including the shirt. We are going to go through our 6 rounds tonight. I've done a picture round, which we're offering double points for. It's so easy that I'm thinking even Pete in Dublin might get a few correct tonight. I missed asking you this. So if you're ready, grab a pen and paper, pour yourself a drink, get comfortable. Gordy and Suze has just arrived. Let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Why, thank you very much, Sophie and Senna, and I look forward to seeing you at the weekend. There we go. If it's still allowed, her and Doris says. Ardo's he started as he means to continue. I've lost my pen. Can we hold on a second? Folks, especially for Captain Beer, can I remind you, it is a family show. So, for the next couple of hours, misbehave as much as you want, but do it in a nice, gentle way. Round 1, question number 1, here we go. Okay, for all you clever people that like to play chess and think that you're right up there in the games department, like Liz the Legend and Captain Beer, Ignoring the colours, how many different types of pieces are there in a chess game? Liz the Legend's already getting amorous. It's giving me warm and fuzzy feelings. Yeah, baby. Question number 2. High profile, expensive to make movies are known by what term? High profile, expensive to make movies are known by what term? Well, that's a first for me. Liz and I are in a quiz orgy. And her indoors is listening and watching. It doesn't get much stranger than that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Your next question, question number 3. Both Tom Selleck and Jay Hernandez have played what TV private investigator? Both Tom Selleck and Jay Hernandez has played what TV private investigator? And good evening to Christopher in Armagh, who is privately messaging me and making my phone go bing bing in my ear. Nice that you've come on board, and it was absolutely fantastic to see you last week. Okie dokie, Houndors, do you want to sort this out? Can you set this all up? Can you remember how to set this all up? Nothing's changed. Question number 4. Times like this, ladies and gentlemen, I like to slow things down and ask you an extremely serious question. And just as I do, the wonderful Sully arrives in, because there's no point watching Liverpool tonight. They're going to put out their under-12 team. What is Scooby-Doo's full name? Is it Scoober Doo or Albert Doo? Would you like to repeat that question, Houndors? What is Scooby-Doo's full name? Is it Scoober Doo or Albert Doo? Gordy wants to know, where are the riots tonight? They'll be in your front room if you give any abuse against your better half. Pete in Dublin's feeling a lot more confident that he might get a few extra points now. Sully has arrived. Holy Moses, macaroni, what can I tell you? I was chatting to him earlier on. Yes, indeed. He said he was going to try and join us. It's Yam the Man. Yam the Man asks, what was the primary jersey number of Michael Jordan? What was the primary jersey number of Michael Jordan? It's a big rage. I thought he said it's a big rape. I was thinking, come on, it's a family show. Yes, indeed, folks, if you think that you're not going to be able to survive this damned coronavirus, both Gordy and his better half have survived it. And I'd like to thank Gordy for letting us know that Susan still has no sense of taste or smell. The lack of the latter has brought them both closer together. Question number 6 in our first round tonight here at our Staying Together online quiz, which I'm going to try and do one a month so we can keep in contact with the likes of our friends in Aberdeen and in Dublin and everywhere else. Susie has obviously got control of the keyboard. She says she's definitely got no taste. She's still with Gordy. Her indoors and Susie think rather closely. Have you got your crystal ball out? She is my favourite white witch. Number 6, her indoors, not Susie. What body part is used to refer to the calm centre of a storm? What body part is used to refer to the calm centre of a storm? I see. Ardo, our Finnish comedian, is right on form. Wrecked him, nearly killed him. Electric Sheep Minion's taking no chances because he doesn't want to be timed out again. The R of the storm. Minion Maze, stating the obvious, of a hurricane there is silence. But I wasn't asking about a hurricane, I was asking about a storm, you lunatic. Swiftly along to question number 7. Since it's not copper, what element is represented by CO? Liz is here, but I know nothing about Hamilton. I haven't watched it yet. Minion Jessie has just timed out Liz. It is me, Liz, for 600 seconds because she didn't want to be timed out. You should know better. Number 8. Oh no! Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is our first chance to get on the spin the wheel. Her indoors, I did ask you, the only thing I asked you was to pick up something nice as a spin the wheel prize. Did you organize it? How did I know? Eyes on the prize. Now at this stage, anybody that would be remembering what we normally do would actually hand me my script and say, go on, do it. Pat the Beard's got a new one, and I like it. Spikes on the virus. So, let's see if I'm fit and able to do this one more time. Nads on the pads, floppers on the choppers, fingers on the type, tips on the nips, flickers on the clickers, thumbs on the numbs, delay on the twitch, choppers on the blockers, eyes on the prize. Holy moly! Piggies at the market, cocks in the box. I'm unsure about that one. Bones in the stones, fingers in the holsters, peckers in the pockets. Pricks on the ticks, bones on the stones, kickers on the tickers, toads on the nodes, knockers on the blockers, knickers on the twist, tips on the taps, bips on the bops, winner on the spinner. Holy moly, moly-poly. Polies on the molies, clowns in the funhouse, heat on the feet, diddle on the fiddle, eyes on the prize, toddlers in a blender. I'm still not sure about that one. Pings on the strings, poodle on a noodle, hurling on the ticks. And that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. It is bonus question time. You have to add spikes on the virus. I like that one. So, folks, this is the way it's going to work. Her indoors, have you got your 30-second timer ready on your phone? There we go. She has most definitely set a trend that I think she aims to continue throughout tonight's show. That the few things that I actually ask her to do, while I'm sort of running everything else, including the slideshow, etc., 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 and everything in the background, she's got to do a timer 6 times for 30 seconds. Keep talking. She's trying to set it up. Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do, folks. I'm going to start it. Are you ready to go?
18 minutes, no?
No, 18 minutes is just a tad too long.
30 minutes, no. 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Here we go. Now, folks, please remember to keep your thoughts clean. I want you to name this famous world landmark from behind. Name this famous world landmark from behind, and we are just about to start with the 30 seconds. Are you ready, her indoors?
Yeah.
Would you like to give me a 3, 2, 1 countdown? After I let people know, all you've got to do for this question is type the answer in the chat. So type the answer in the chat. I'm going to show you a picture, and we're going to give you 30 seconds. It's so easy, it's embarrassing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what can I tell you? I'm going to have to overrule there. Liz only wrote Hollywood. Electric Sheep Minion wrote the Hollywood sign. And that is the answer that I'm looking for. Sorry, Liz. You've got 5 more chances. Okay, there's time up. Thank you very much. It runs about on schedule as yourself are indoors. What can I tell you? A little bit slow, but gets there in the end. Tassal's good. Tassal's good. I think Liz the Legend's starting to speak in tongues. Moving swiftly along. Yes, folks, it's that time again. From which song are the following lyrics taken? Took her bowling in the arcade. We went strolling, drank lemonade. From which song are the following lyrics taken? Took her bowling in the arcade. We went strolling, drank lemonade. Get ready. Her indoors will be singing the answer on an online quiz near you very shortly. Number 9. This is a true or false. The balloon-shaped glass from which brandy is drunk is called a snifter. So the glass that you see people holding and moving around to release the aroma, and then they sniff a brandy glass, it's actually called a snifter. If you think it's true, simply write down true. If you think it's false, simply write down false. Follow the instructions and you might get a few questions right tonight. Holy Moses, ladies and gentlemen, it's anagram time, and may I say, in his absence, happy birthday, Frank! It is great to have Frank on board with us, and I'm going to turn that music off because that really usually gets me timed out on Twitch. Talking about time out, he's a little bit late, but he's dressed, sitting in his front room in his uniform. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome and mention for the second time tonight, Jan the Man, our official Dutch referee. Good evening, Jan. Thank you very much for such a quick response, Jan. I'm a dot in place. It is an anagram of a 3-word anagram. And the answer is right in front of your eyes, obviously, because all you've got to do is swap the letters around and it gives you the answers. Because it's a feel-good, because it's a wonderful Wednesday, I thought I'd give you the numbers of the words to give you the answers. Does that make sense, here indoors? No. Well, all the other people that are watching the quiz show, they're a bit more sensible. Pete gives a clue. The answer's in front of your eyes, Pete. And I can give you another clue, Pete. Ask Sully. So, mix up these letters. I'm going to continue on. Spin them round. And it's a 175 letters answer. Thank you very much, Pete, for your kind donation to the virtual tip jar, which is open. Anyone that's watching the show not on Twitch, if you come into Twitch, you can join our super gang of lunatics, and you can type directly and become part of the show. If you haven't done it yet, just type George into the chat and you will be entered into tonight's draw. Let me have a little look at the draw and see who all has been entered so far. I see Pat the Beard in there. I see Ardo, Captain Beard, Dublin Pete, Minion Rachel, Minion me, Jody's dad. It is me, Liz. Yes, I know it's you, Liz. Jan the Man's also in. Okie dokie. Now, let's move it swiftly back so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, yes, the virtual tip jar is open. I should be able to put the links into the chat, but I've forgotten to copy them, which means I've got to turn everything off, which is giving me a little bit of a failure, a little bit of a heart failure. because I've got to find it and upload it. Let me see. Her indoors. I'm under pressure now. I'd like to thank you so much for helping me here. Where is it? You're the expert. Don't say there when I just found it. You're not even like looking over my shoulder. See, copy. Okay. Absolutely sorry about that, folks. Having a nightmare. No, I just like to remind her indoors. She is the technical expert. But have you noticed that the laptop is down to 22% power? It's gone yellow and it's now gone into slow mode. Any of this? Were you aware of any of this? Don't worry, folks. I'll do the right thing and I'll plug it in. Okay, so I just put the links in for the virtual tip jar. I'd like to thank Let the Sheep Minion for sending 2 routers to start things up over there. Yes, indeed. It doesn't take much. So, folks, the picture round tonight is double points. I've made it rather easy, folks. They're all very famous people, but I've cropped down some of the images maybe a little bit too much. I'm going to go slow through the picture round because I'm only going to show you it once. So let's get started, and this is number 1. Name this famous person for 2 points.
Very slow.
Her indoors? Did you say I'm very slow?
Yeah.
Number 2. If you're panicking and thinking I'm going to move on too quick, what you can do is take your telephone and take a picture of the image. And then while I'm continuing with round 3, you can scroll back and have a little look. Thank you very much, Captain Beer, for your kind donation to the virtual tip jar. Number 3. Name this famous person for 2 points. Number 4. Gordy wants to know what's the prize for the spin the wheel. Is it a burnt bicycle? Yeah. Number 5. Yeah. Number 6. Her indoors thinks it's all the same person. You are not wearing your glasses. Is there any particular reason why you're not wearing your glasses? Is it just to make the picture round more challenging? Or is it just to make tonight's show in general more challenging?
More fun.
Jay Van Hastrick, thank you for your kind donation to the virtual tip jar. You know who you are. Number 7. Do you think we'll be going back into a lockdown here indoors? What's your view?
I don't have an opinion.
Correct answer. She does not have an opinion. My question is, will I have to start doing weekly shows again? Number 8. Name this famous person for 2 points.
It's the same one. Light hair.
Liz said twice a week works well too. Hold on. Keep your thoughts clean, Liz. Yeah, it's a family show. What's Liz talking about twice a week? A quiz orgy? Number 9. Now, if you're having real major, super, absolutely terrible thoughts about who these people are, you know me. I mean, I just basically do what I'm told. I don't mind shooting back. I don't mind showing you them one more time if I really, really have to. But I've went slow, so I'm thinking they are so easy that her indoors even knew a few. Now, this one here was the one that sort of shocked me when I seen who this was. For any of you that have met her indoors, she has a striking resemblance to this lady, but only when this lady's all done up. Dublin Pete timed it perfectly and said, "Is that a bloke?" No, it's not a bloke. So that is your 10 picture rounds. Pictures in the picture round, not 10 picture rounds, as I've just said. Sully says, no, it's not the old singer from Skid Row. No. Okay, so do you want to have another quick look at them? Now, obviously, I've got to sort of think that I'm on the ball and chatting to you because there is a little delay from the moment I speak to what you actually hear. So I have to wait until you say yes or no, and we'll obviously go with whatever Liz says because, hey, she's my second her indoors. Her indoors here. Do I sense a little bit of jealousy? Her indoors has said she can be the first one if she wants. Let the sheep minion being honest as always, but doesn't think before he types. I don't think a repeat is going to help me. It might help your team. Nothing will help you. Jesse, would you like the pictures shown again? If you want, I don't mind shooting back for them. If not, we're going to crack on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on our, I was nearly going to call it Movember, November, Stay Connected show. Minion Jesse now, of course, throws a spanner in the work and wants the pictures shown again. Well, let's shoot on back. This is number 1. Get your phone out, take a picture, and then you can scroll through the 10 images that I want you to guess who they are. Double points for the picture round. No need to thank me, Minion Jesse. I've got to thank you. Well, thank you very much. This is number 2. Who do you think this is? Double points for the picture round tonight. Thank you very much, Rachel, for your kind donation to the virtual tip jar. Cheers, thank you. Name this famous person for 2 points. Her indoors just whispered to me, I need to go for a pee. So I just thought I'd let you know. Number 4. This is the only one that her indoors actually thought she knew. I keep forgetting that she's got ears on her like a dragon. She could hear me from the hall. Number 5, folks. Very famous person without her makeup. She looks a little bit different when she's all dolled up. A bit like myself, what can I tell you? Or Gordy. I've seen Gordy dolled up. I actually came across a photograph the other day of the News Sport quiz. I think it was 12 years ago when Gordy was part of a team of expats that won this massive quiz show that I was doing at the National Press Centre here in Holland. Gordy was in fact wearing his kilt, which we realised and found out that he was wearing it the correct way as the night moved on. Number 6. Number 7. This is double points, remember, folks. No wonder. And number 8. Number 9. And our last one in our double points round, number 10. This one does look, it has such a resemblance of her indoors. It's canny, but only when the makeup's on and she's all looking great. I'm talking about this lady. Okay, folks, so that is your double point round. Time to move on to our next round. Okay, so here we go. Round 3. Your first question is: Isaac Newton under a tree was in the original, if short-lived, logo of what company? Isaac Newton under a tree was in the original logo of what company? It was very, very short time. I want you to name the company. Number 2. What musical begins in a cinema in Buenos Aires, 26th of July 1952? What musical begins in a cinema in Buenos Aires, 26th of July 1952? Question number 3. Have a guess approximately. How many hard-boiled eggs can you eat on an empty stomach? Just an average-sized man. How many hard-boiled eggs can you eat on an empty stomach? Oh, it's spin the wheel time. Just of a chicken, Pat the Beard, not of an ostrich. That would be rather tricky. Okay, folks, are you ready with your timer here indoors?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking. It's not of a monkey either. I don't think monkeys lay eggs, Pat the Beard. Her indoors has got the timer ready. Here's our next question to go on the spin the wheel at the end of the show. So, once again, folks, the first person with the correct answer will join Electric Sheep Minion on the spin the wheel bonus wheel. Here we go. Name this famous world landmark from behind. 30 seconds, please, her indoors. Now, let me have a little look. I have to say, the Great Sphinx of Giza is what I was looking for, but the first person to spell it correct is, oh no, it's not Liz the Legend again. It's Captain Beer. Congratulations, Captain Beer, because he can spell it properly. Yes, indeed, Liz, we'll have to get you to work on your spelling if you want to be on the Spin the Wheel. Question number 4. What word links beans, vest, and quartet? Jodie's dad is blaming the internet. I mean, slow internet. Pat the Beard reckons it was called the Stinks. Question number 4. What word links beans, vest, and quartet? Poor old Jodie's dad over in Blighty. Even the internet has slowed down since since Brexit kicked in. Number 5. It is Jan the Man. Her indoors sprinting from the other room with a whistle in her mouth. On a tournament dartboard, what colour is the outer bull? On a tournament dartboard, what colour is the outer bull? Question number 6. Because we're only doing it monthly at the moment, I tried to find a couple of the funniest videos that I used before. I do have to say I do like this one and hope to use this one next month if we are able to do a Christmas quiz online. What beverage is known as Adam's Ale? What beverage is known as Adam's Ale? And especially for Gordy and Susie, so they feel superior above everyone else. In Scotland, what is meant by drúkit? In Scotland, what is meant by drúkit? I was drúkit. That's my finest Indian accent. Electric Sheep Minions straight away showing the colours for the minions. Help us, Gordy. You'd never want Gordy's help any other time during the quiz, so why would he dare help you now? Moving swiftly along to question number 8. What company opened their first cash and cashier-free Go store in Seattle to the public in January 2018? What company opened their first cash and cashier free Go store in Seattle to the public in January 2018? Wonderful clue there, Gordy, for question number 7. In Scotland, what is meant by drúkit? D-R-O-O-K-I-T. Wonderful clue. Thank you very much, Pat the Beard, for your kind donation to the virtual tip jar. Now, moving swiftly along to a question that I'm sure Arto, our F&C, our Finnish comedian, could probably guess the answer to. It's a true or false question. Bugs Bunny's girlfriend is called Layla Bunny. Is that true or is it false? Bugs Bunny's girlfriend is called Layla Bunny. Question number 10. Oh no! It's Dingbat Man! Her indoors doing the dance next to me. Dingbat, Dingbat, it's Dingbat. Thank you very much, Dingbat Man, for taking time out of solving all the riots all over Holland. I do wish you luck, especially after Friday night's press conference. Now, the answer is right in front of your eyes. You're waiting on it, say what you see. Solve this dingbat to reveal a well-known four-word phrase. A four-word phrase. Is Dublin Pete going to get this one without Sully's help? So my question is, has Christopher continued to watch the quiz, or has he gone over to watch Coronation Street? Yeah, that's the question. Has Christopher in Armagh stopped watching the show and is now starting to watch Coronation Street? I can only tell you, folks, I will let you know if he private messages me and reassures me that he's still watching the show. So, time for some answers. You know, indeed, to be totally honest, because we're all totally honest. The virtual tip jar is open. Thank you very much for anyone that has sent in a little donation. That is great. Greatly appreciate everything and your support throughout the last. How many shows did we do online, her indoors, before tonight's show?
185.
No, it might have felt like 185, but are you going to do a closer guess than that? Or should I just wait and maybe ask that in next month's quiz? Oh, 71, I do believe. But anyway, who's counting? Minion Jesse says 72. I would believe Minion Jesse because I was probably asleep for one of them. Oh, look! It's Slopping That Thigh! Thinking of Liz the Legend. Round 1. Answer time. There's your answer. Who's counting? I'm glad Let the Sheep Minion spelt that right. Liz has wanted to inform you all that she may have already massaged a turkey today. Please keep your thoughts clean. But I do like the way you're thinking. Yeah, baby. Ignoring colours, how many different types of pieces are there in chess? 1 point if you had 6. The rook, the knight, the king, the queen, the bishop, and the pawn. Let the Sheep Minion obviously wanted to clarify a few things. He hasn't done much with the turkey, but he has spanked other animals. Number 2. High profile, expensive to make movies are better known by what term? The answer is, of course, blockbuster. Give yourself a point if you guessed that correct. Number 3. Both Tom Selleck and Jay Hernandez have played what TV private investigator? The answer is Magnum. Thank you very much, Liz the Legend, for your kind donation to the virtual tip jar. Number 4. What is Scooby-Doo's full name? Is it Scoobert Doo or Albert Doo? The correct answer is Scooby-Doo's full name and official name is Scoobert Doo. Give yourself a point if you guessed that one. It doesn't mean you're clever. It just means that you're a good gambler. Number 5. Jan the Man asked, what was the primary jersey number of Michael Jordan? The answer I was looking for is 23. Give yourself a point if you guessed that correct. Number 6. What body part is used to refer to the calm center of a storm? The correct answer is the eye of the storm. Give yourself a point if you guessed that one correct. Number 7. Since it's not copper, what element is represented by CO? The answer is cobalt. Number 8. The part of the show that you've all been waiting on. From which song are the following lyrics taken? Took her bowling in the arcade. We went strolling. We drank lemonade. It's time for you to star in the show, her indoors. So, have you got the lyrics ready?
I know what song it is.
Are you going to sing the answer in any particular time tonight?
What does the song say?
Took her bowling in the arcade. We went strolling, drank lemonade.
Okay.
Away you go. Away you go.
All right, here we go. Are you ready? Took her bowling in the arcade. We went strolling, drank lemonade. We made out under the door. We stayed up till 10 o'clock. What's that?
The title? Summer Nights, ladies and gentlemen. She only had one thing to do throughout the whole quiz, and she stopped just before she gave you the answer. It brings me back to, it happens rather regular in our home. So Summer Nights is the answer I was looking for. And you know indeed that Electric Sheep Minion is in fact insane by typing applause. I prefer Gordy Tenderhooks. Okay. Liz has been timed out for a long message. Let me just read this message to you. I went to buy a turkey Monday at Kelly's in The Hague. We will just be the 5 of us, so I was planning on just getting a small bird. The options were XS, S and L. So which one do you think I bought? Do you think anyone is interested in what size of turkey? I think you bought an L because you like a large breast. Did I say it out loud? The balloon-shaped glass from which brandy is drunk is called a snifter. Is that true or is it false? The answer is true. Hey Liz, everyone likes a large one. Moving swiftly along, look who it is. Doing her thing, ladies and gentlemen. I miss seeing her weekly dance. It's Liz, the legend. Anagram, I'm a dot in place, is an anagram with the answer right in front of your eyes. Did you get it correct? In Dublin, Pete, did you actually listen to Sully? The answer was a decimal point. A dot in place. Moving along to the picture round. Double points for our picture round. Number 1. 2 points if you guessed Scarlett Johansson. Her indoors thought Miley Cyrus. Yes, Take the advice I gave you earlier. Put your glasses on. I like the way Pete was honest and said, fair play, Sully took one for the team. Number 2, who is this for 2 points? It is Nicole Kidman. Her indoors thought number 2 was also Miley Cyrus. Number 3. Did you think this was Miley Cyrus? Robert De Niro. Number 4. It is not Miley Cyrus. Minion Jesse said maybe number 3 was Billy Ray Cyrus. No. Number 4 is Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster Cyrus. No. Number 5. This is not Miley Cyrus. Number 5 is Lady Gaga. Number 6. No, it's Piggies at the Market. Okay, her indoors. 30 seconds. Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Liz is already concentrating. She's going to try and type everything correctly. At this point, folks, the bonus question time. Piggies at the Riot. I like that one. That might have to be added to the list. I'm going to show you a picture. I want you to type the answer in. Please, the first correct spelling is what I'm looking for. And I'm thinking to myself, do I know which one this is? Yes, indeed. Okay. Your answer will begin with the. Here is the question. Name this famous world landmark. 30 seconds has already started, and I've just remembered that we normally give them 25 seconds, not 30. And her indoors has just paused for any particular reason. Paused. Started the time. Liz the Legend is actually straight in. Pete was too busy writing correct spelling, question mark. You're making it too easy. The answer is the Statue of Liberty. Liz, actually, that's a fair point, but no one has used the correct capitalization. So should we like hold off until someone actually types it in properly and then see whether... Oh! She's fingers. Her fingers are so quick it brings tears to my eyes. Put down Liz the Legend. She has guessed correctly the what the spin the wheel answer was. Moving along, number 6. Who's this? Her indoors. Any ideas?
Miley Cyrus.
It is indeed Katy Perry, not Miley Cyrus. Sully says the. Okay, Sully, take it easy there. The Shinx or the Sphinx or the Sphincter? What? Number 7. Gwyneth Paltrow is the answer I was looking for. Number 8. Kim Kardashian. You're showing how old you are. What do you mean who? I asked one of the kids to give me one that some of these youngsters might know on the interweb. Number 9. Jennifer Aniston. Your friend and mine. See what I've done there? Okay. And number 10. Yes. For any of you, it is her indoors double. If you ever see this lady walking down the street in The Hague, stop and say, hey, her indoors, you couldn't walk past me. Yes, indeed, folks. I'm sorry, this is not a picture of her indoors, but it's basically her twin sister. It is Heidi Klum. And that's why I love her. Moving swiftly along, remember it's double points for the picture round. Here are your answers to round 3. Number 1. Isaac Newton under a tree was in the original logo of what company? 1 point for apple. Question number 2. You wrote something, but it was nonsense. It sums up your whole life. What musical begins in a cinema in Buenos Aires to 26th of July 1952? It is Evita for 1 point. Liz has said that Evita is my favourite musical. If I remember rightly, Hamilton was also her favourite musical. Moving swiftly along to number 3. Approximately how many hard-boiled eggs can you eat on an empty stomach? The correct answer is 1, because then it's not empty. Give yourself 5 points if you guessed that one correct. I was waiting for a whoa.
Whoa.
Sounds like you're trying to stop a horse here indoors. Number 4. What word links beans, vest, and quartet? It is string. Give yourself a point if you guessed that right. Number 5. On a tournament dartboard, what colour is the outer ball? Any ideas here indoors? You can choose any colour. Red is the inner colour of the ball. So when you play darts on a tournament dartboard, it's the 25 points, get it in the red. 50 points, get it in the red. The answer is, of course, green. I only threw the word tournament in to try and make you think it might be a different colour. It didn't take much. Number 6. What beverage is known as Adam's Ale? The correct answer is, of course, water. Number 7. In Scotland, what is meant by a drunkard? In Scotland, what is meant by drunkard? The correct answer is 5 points, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not from Scotland. 5 points if you're not from Scotland. Drenched. Soaking, drenched, soaking wet. So if you wrote down drenched, give yourself 5 points because you earned it. Like Gordy does when he wakens up on the floor. Drunkard. Sully said, tell him, Pete. Go on. Who got it? Sully or Pete in Dublin? That's the question. Number 8. What company opened their first cash and cashier free Go store in Seattle to the public? It was Amazon. Gordy and Suze, thank you very much for your kind donation to the virtual tip jar. Cheers, thank you. Bugs Bunny's girlfriend is called Layla Bunny. Is it true or is it false? It is false. She is in fact known as Lola Bunny. Minya Me's just been timed out. And I wonder why. Leather Sheep Minion is absolutely shocked. Bugs Bunny's got a girlfriend. You see, if you had lots of carrots, you too could have a girlfriend. Moving swiftly along to Dingbat time. 5 points up for grabs for the anagram and for the Dingbat. The answer to this one. You turn me on. So, the word me is on. You turned round. You turned me on. 5 points. Did Pete in Dublin get this one? Being our official Dingbat expert. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, belated birthday wishes to her indoors for Monday past. She was absolutely over the moon with the gifts that I left her because I was in Ireland visiting my mum and dad. So I decided I'd video call her just to see her reaction. What can I tell you, folks? She was absolutely over the moon. Our neighbours will be delighted. We got her a 2-mic karaoke set that we plug in from the laptop to this little system and then into my PA system, ladies and gentlemen. It's the only thing it works through. 2 mics. And she is now also prepared for the oceans rising in South Holland. You gotta love her, folks. Okay, time for a little break, and we are honoured tonight to have the return of our own FNC, yes indeed folks, our Finnish comedian, Arto. So I am going to take a very short break. I'm going to put a little slide on of some faces from days gone by, and we'll be back very shortly. Arto, prepare yourself for a few jokes when I come back because he's basically probably doing some air frying, in case you thought I forgot. See you shortly, folks. Thank you. Alrighty, folks, we're back for the second half. So, has Arto started sharing some of his humour with us? Let me see what I've missed. Let me see, Minion, you know the one about the guy with the two bass drums and the cymbals down the cliff? Ba-dum! Oh, that's painful. Sorry, didn't see you down there. I'm really excited for the next Autopsy Club. It's killing me. It's open mic night. Why don't ants get sick? Because they're antibodies. Unbelievable. Anyway, if Arto is about, or Arto, our F&C, our Finnish comedian, we should leave it to the professionals. He's got a sort of a wit that grows on you. Unless, of course, he is busy air frying with his Irish question mark endorsed air fryer, folks. Have you forgotten? Maybe he's round at Naughty Norm is using the machine. A lot of sheep minions admitting defeat. He was just filling in for the master. Is Arto there? Arto, you have the floor to entertain our friends before I crack on with the second half of the show. Come on and get it sorted. It's like Christmas, he's on the way.
Move on.
Has Arto, or F&C, basically fallen asleep during the show? That is the question, folks. Has Liz the Legend a family show based joke that she'd like to share with everybody? I would normally ask Gordy, but it's just too dangerous to ask Gordy for a family joke. By the way, Sully, just to let you know, Liverpool have just scored, my friend, but I appreciate the fact that you have chosen to do the quiz over your beloved Liverpool.
It's VAR,
don't worry. It's being VAR'd. If April showers bring May flowers, what do May flowers bring? If April showers bring May flowers, what do May flowers bring? I don't know, Liz the Legend. If April showers bring May flowers, what do May flowers bring? And where was Pat the Beard typing that response, in case he thinks I forgot? Pilgrims. The Mayflower. Pilgrims. I get it. Oh dear. Oh dear. Gordy said, I discovered my first pubic hair when I was 10. Thanks for sharing that, Gordy. So he's all happy because Man City's losing. Minion Me wants to know, Gordy, did it take you that long to see one of your parents naked? Oh, maybe I should have read that before I read it out. I asked my dog what 10 minus 10 is. He said nothing. Gordy said, in response, it is a little bit of a long response, I discovered my first pubic hair when I was 10. It was white, stuck in my teeth, and Uncle Bill will never get to dress up as Santa at our house again. Why did I ask him to do a joke? Why? Why? Moving swiftly along, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I think Arto has fallen asleep. But if you're watching this in the rerun, Arto, thanks for your jokes. What do you call a cheese that isn't yours? Then Let the Sheep Minion said, I bow down to that. It's all getting a little bit confusion. Nacho cheese, nacho cheese. Oh, right, somebody, leave me alone. Liz, are you getting a fever yet? Here we go, round 4, question number 1. Game of Thrones question. Let's tackle about it. Oh, Sully, stop. A Game of Thrones is the first book in the A Song of Ice and Fire series. What is the second book called? A Game of Thrones is the first book in A Song of Ice, Song of Fire and Ice series. What is the second book called? You see, I'm all over the place. I can still see it was white stuck in my teeth, and Uncle Bill will never get to dress up as Santa at our house again. Oh. Question number 2. Biblically, who was slain by David with a slingshot? Biblically, who was slain by David with a slingshot? Thank you very much, Sully, for your kind donation to the virtual tip jar. Question number 2, round 4 out of 6 in our quiz show tonight. Just grab a pen and piece of paper and write the answers down. Number 3, popular in Chinese cuisine. What is the principal ingredient of Hoshin sauce? Not ocean, Hoshin sauce. Yes, but I don't know. Do you eat sauces? That's another ketchup. Yeah, there you go. Classy bird. Number 4. How do Eskimos stop their food from freezing? Cody says the pronunciation police are on the prowl again. Herrera. How do Eskimos stop their food from freezing? I basically need a coffee. Yes, indeed, folks. Peckers in the pockets. This is this time of the show where I'm going to ask you a question and I want you to type the answer in the chat box. So, I want you to type the correct spelling. The answer will begin with the. So basically everyone at this stage with a capital T are typing the with a capital T. I mean the. Let the Sheep Minion said, tendrils on the mandrills. Doesn't wash with me. Here we go, folks. Name this famous landmark from behind. 25 seconds because her indoors actually listened when I said to change the time. Name this famous world landmark from behind. It's not the Blarney Stone. Riard in Delft, the Little Mermaid is the correct answer. Niagara Falls is most definitely not. So, Riyadh, we'll put you down. You are in the spin the wheel later on at the end of the show. Lekker. What hit is a grouping of players between the players where the quarterback designs the next play? It is, of course, Jan the Man asking the question. Jan the Man asks, what hitch is the grouping of the players between the players where the quarterback designs the next play? Carlsberg Extra Lager is Dublin Pete's problem. This is why he can't type spelling correctly, because he's had 5 cans in the first half of the show. I can't wait until he types the last answer. Thank you very much, Micah, for your kind donation to the virtual tip jar. What are the bones called that make up the spine? What are the bones called that make up the spine? Gordy said Carlsberg Super. More than likely, I would say. Number 7, in modern warfare, what type of vehicle is an ATV? In modern warfare, what type of vehicle is an ATV? By the way, ladies and gentlemen, without forgetting it, I'd just like to wish Micah a belated happy birthday, but I did send her a message on Facebook. 21 again, basically the same age as her indoors. She's forever 21.
Be careful.
Number 8. Which member of the Beatles was also known as Nelson Wilbury? Which member of the Beatles was also known as Nelson Wilbury? Number 9. What is the only number that cannot be represented in Roman numerals? What is the only number that cannot be represented in Roman numerals? And number 10, it's Dingbat Man. Yes, indeed, Dingbat time. Alrighty, I have a message from Riyadh in Delft. Integer number, question mark. Integer number yourself, my friend. Moving swiftly along, this dingbat is a 7-word movie title. A 7-word movie title. I'd also like to say hi to Rachel in Newry, who's zoomed in tonight and is watching the show. Rachel and Christopher in Armagh, good friends of mine. Round 5, here we go with our first question. What would you be served with if ordering cluck and grunt in an American diner? Now you'd have to be very clear when you say to the waitress what you'd like. What would you be served if you're ordering cluck and grunt in an American diner? Liz, our token American, has said she's never heard of cluck and grunt. Or has she never heard of an American diner? Well, when you go across on Christmas Day, go to the nearest American diner and say, Can I have a portion of cluck and grunt? Or in whatever accent you'd like to, and let's see what you get. Cordy said, isn't that Trump's nickname? Cluck and grunt. Number 2. In what European city would you find the Arch of Hadrian? In what European city would you find the Arch of Hadrian, aka Hadrian's Gate? Minion Jesse, it's nothing like your local speciality, herrings and profiteroles. Number 3. Ass is a beer originally brewed in which country? Sweden, Norway, or Finland? Ass is a beer originally brewed in which country? Sweden, Norway, or Finland? I mean, can you imagine going into the bar and saying, can I have an ass? And they say, do you want a small one or a large one? Oh, just one down the middle, thanks. Number 4. The southern Italian peninsula is called Lo Stivale. Lo Stivale. How does Lo Stivale translate into English? Pat the Beard has said, don't put your fingers in my drink while you bring it, please. Just in case Streamlads times me out for calling your drink ass. Number 5. In which country is mainland Europe's only desert? In which country is mainland Europe's only desert? Number 6. .au is the internet country code of what member of the British Commonwealth? .au is the internet country code of what member of the British Commonwealth? Number 7. What type of natural disaster comes from the Japanese for harbor wave? What type of natural disaster comes from the Japanese for harbor wave? I'm a little bit confused. Let me see that again. Oh, I'd like to thank Gary. Is that Gary that used to go to the Sherlock Holmes quizzes that I thought was Pete from Dublin? But it isn't. It's Gary. But he lives in Ipswich. Nice to see you, Gary. And if we ever get out of this mess, come along to the Sherlock Holmes. Say hi. Let's get a beer. There we go. Number 8. Which French expression, literally meaning white paper, means complete freedom of action? Which French expression, literally meaning white paper, means complete freedom of action. I don't even know whether I mentioned it, but thank you for your donation, Gary, to the virtual tip jar. Ipswich Gary, that is, obviously. Number 9. True or false? The Molotov cocktail, i.e. the petrol bomb, was invented in Finland. The Molotov cocktail, i.e. the petrol bomb, was invented in Finland. And number 10, the wine Jacob's Creek comes from which country? The wine Jacob's Creek comes from which country? Down to our last round in tonight's show, folks. Thank you very much for joining myself and her indoors. Question number 1. Chamber, time, dead, and cylinder are all types of what? Chamber, time, dead, and cylinder are all types of what? Alrighty, great lad Christopher has joined us again after watching Coronation Street. You missed it. I mentioned you and Rachel. So, next time, don't bother watching Coronation Street. Question number 2. In the 90s movie, in what 90s movie do Nicolas Cage and John Travolta exchange roles halfway through the movie? In what 90s movie do Nicolas Cage and John Travolta exchange roles halfway through the movie? You got it, folks. It is spin the wheel time. Choppers on the blockers. Bonus question time. This is the time that I'd want you to type your answers into the chat. Please remember to type it in the correct spelling. And the answer, I do believe, does not begin with the. Betas on the blockers. I actually like that one. I'm going to take a note of that. Her indoors, we're ready for spin the wheel whenever you'd like to come back and join us and do your 25-second timer. We have a new slogan for our bonus question time. Betas on the blockers. Write it down. I do. Name this famous landmark. Name this famous landmark. That is not what I want. That is not what I want. Riyadh, who is already on the spin the wheel. Who's next? Minion Jesse. Great Pyramid of Giza. Spelt wrong. Leadership Minion, the Cairo suburbs. Liz. Who's going to spell it correct? Gordy and Suze. No, spelled it wrong. Giza doesn't have a H. As far as I see, pyramids of Giza, we're not going to accept Minion Me, sorry. Right, her indoors, have a look there and tell me who it is. Great Pyramid of Giza. Not S. Great Pyramid of Giza. Jesse spelled it wrong. Can you go down this and sort this out, or will I just pause the show and do it myself? What about Boogie? Great Pyramid of... No, Giza spelled wrong. Boogie! Boogie! Where are you, by the way? Are you in Cairo? Gordy and Suze is the answer that we are going with. Her indoors, double check that. I'm going to move swiftly on here. Question number 3. Double check it and let me know who it is, love. What is the only tree to produce 2 culinary spices? SRB is getting a little bit aggressive. It's a pyramid in it, geezer. Well, actually, it is a pyramid, but it's one particular pyramid, and it is the Great Pyramid of Giza. Giza. I like this question, by the way, question number 3, which probably means you won't. Pat the Beard is now saying he thinks it's Rio'd, but Rio'd's already on the spin the wheel. That's why it can't be. Moving swiftly along, and I'm glad that it all works so smoothly. Which animal is depicted on the logo of Peugeot cars? Which animal is depicted on the logo of Peugeot cars? Number 5, Jan the Man. Ironman competitions, including running, swimming, and what other athletic activity? Ironman. How do you say that? Iron Man. Ironman competitions include running, swimming, and what other athletic activity? How do you pronounce it? Ironman competitions include running, swimming, and what other athletic activity? Who writes these questions? Putting in these words that I can't pronounce. Aurora. Question number 6. This is an easy one for Gordy because he basically is a massive Barry Manilow fan. What do fans of Barry Manilow call themselves? Now, please keep your thoughts clean. It is a family show, so don't be swearing in the chat. Still wondering where Boogie is from? New name. I'm wondering, where are they from? Question number 7. In 1969, it was a great year, 1969. What can I tell you? The year of Irish question mark's birth. Salvador Dali designed the logo to what brand of lollipop? And it is, like Irish question mark, still in existence today. Salvador Dali designed the logo to what brand of lollipop? Still in existence today. Her indoors, did you actually work out who the person was that got the Great Pyramid of Giza, or sorry, Great Pyramid of Giza answer spelled correctly the first time? You'll let me know. She's still at it, folks. She can't see without her glasses. Oh, man. Question number 8. What does a pedometer count? It's a lot different than a pedometer. What does a pedometer count? I love to count. It's not children, and it's not Irish priests, Gordy. Her Indoors has decided that the first person to type in Great Pyramid of Giza spelled correctly was Sully, the Liverpool fan. But maybe she might change her mind. Sorry, too late. Sully it is. Number 9. True or false? It's possible to orgasm just from nipple stimulation. Is it true or is it false? It's possible to orgasm from just nipple stimulation. Remember, folks, don't try this at home, especially if you've got the camera on. True or false, it's possible to orgasm just from nipple stimulation. Her Indoors.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Number 10. It's our last question and it's our last time we're going to see Dingbat Man for at least another month. Unless he surprises me and arrives at my house for a cup of coffee. Gordy says it definitely doesn't work on sheep. Liz said, I'll let you know next week. Pete in Dublin says, depends on the nips. Alrighty, folks, law on. Solve this dingbat to reveal a well-known 7-word phrase. 7-word phrase. You say what you see. Oh man. If you see it, say it. Say what you see. If you see it, say it. Sully just wants to take over the night and he wants to change every freaking what's the word I'm looking for? See, I'm having a senior moment just because I'm just spotted that Liverpool are winning 2-0 and they're taking the Porto players out one by one. Okay, folks, it's time to give you some answers. So, 1 point for each correct answer unless I tell you differently. You could have your picture up and win one of our mystery prizes. Or I should just pick a prize and send it to you randomly in the post because I don't think I'll be allowed to cycle around in the neighbourhood after Friday. The virtual tip jar is open. Anyone that has sent in a donation, thank you very much indeed. I greatly appreciate it. The venues were closed down after 3 or 2 shows. How many shows did I do? White Horse and the Fiddler twice. Yes, 3 live shows in just under 2 years and we're closed down again. And I'm not feeling too confident about it opening up again, but we'll see. I'll have to speak to my 2 Her Indoors 1 and Her Indoors 2 to see whether we'll start the weekly show again. Only time will tell. Here are your answers, folks. Question number 1 in Game of Thrones is the first book in Song of Ice and Fire series. What's the second one called, Her Indoors? Game of Thrones 2 is not the correct answer. It is called A Clash of Kings. Question number 2. Biblically, who was slain by David with a slingshot? Her Indoors, any idea? Goliath is correct. Well done. Number 3. Popular in Chinese cuisine. How do you pronounce this sauce? Hoisin. Hoisin. I'm sure Gordy will be sending me a WhatsApp with the Scottish pronunciation of this sauce for me to share with you at our next show. Hoisin sauce. The ingredient is soya beans. Hyacinth. Thank you, Lucky Sheep Minion. Popular in Ireland. Hyacinth sauce. Hoisin. Like that. Thank you very much, Sully. You could have at least like sort of sent me a private WhatsApp so you didn't make me look like an Egypt or any more of an Egypt. Number 4. How do Eskimos stop their food from freezing? Any ideas, Herndors? Put it in the oven is wrong. They keep it in their refrigerator. Then it won't freeze. Herndors doesn't even know what a refrigerator is, folks. Do you know what it's the white thing in the kitchen that makes all that funny noise? Okay, yeah. Number 5, the grouping of players between players. The quarterback designs the next play is called a huddle. Made famous by the best team in Glasgow, the Celtic Huddle. Thanks, Gordy. Number 6, what are the bones called that make up the spine? The answer is the vertebrae for 1 point. Number 7, in modern warfare, what type of vehicle is an ATV? It is called an all-terrain vehicle. Number 8, which member of the Beatles was also known as Nelson Wilbury? Any ideas, Herndors? Come on, you have a 1 in 4 chance of guessing it right. It's only because she's got the answers in front of her, folks, in case you're wondering why she's got 4 out of the last 8 questions correct. The answer is George Harrison. He was one of the founding members of the Travelling Wilburys. Number 9, true or false, the collective noun for a group of surfers is a wave. Is that true or is it false? It is true. Liz is saying it's a wrong question. It is indeed. But guess what? It's another interesting fact. Solve this dingbat to reveal a 7-word movie title. The correct answer is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Maybe Liz can Google the Roman numeral question and give us the correct answer, because I don't seem to remember exactly what I asked. It's an age thing. Susie got this. Gordy's impressed. Sure beats being drugen, pal. Now, for anybody that's American, or anybody that knows anyone that's American, but Liz didn't know what this was. What would you be served if you were ordering a cluck and grunt? In your absence, Gordy said he thought it was Trump's nickname. The correct answer is bacon and eggs. Liz, you're correct. Pete in Dublin, you're right. That was the answer. 0 cannot be represented by its Roman numeral. Minor mistake. Number 2, in what European city would you find the Arch of Hadrian? The correct answer is Athens for 1 point. Getting a tickle in my throat there, Herndors. Do you think I could be positive? Positively insane. Folks, if I could only tip this coffee up to show you what it looks like. What have you put in this coffee? Ass is a beer originally brewed in which country? Is it Sweden, Norway, or Finland? The correct answer is Norway. Give yourself a point. No, luckily, it is not almonds. Gordy's saying, come over to our place to isolate. I think I'd be safer with you two than I would be with her. Number 4. What were you going to say? Good suggestion. You'd miss me.
I'm booking it now.
Number 4. The southern Italian peninsula is called L'Ostivale. L'Ostivale. How does L'Ostivale translate into English? It is the boot. The boot. And number 5. In which country is mainland Europe's only desert? Any ideas, here indoors? You're going to have a guess because I've got the answers in front of me where you can't see. Mainland Europe. There's a little desert in Holland. The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is Spain. The Deserto de Tabernas. Say it in my finest Portuguese accent. Number 6. AU is the internet country code of what member of the British Commonwealth? It is, of course, Australians. Australia is the answer we were looking for. Lucky Sheep Minion is feeling rather proud to be Dutch tonight and said, we just have cultural desserts. Moving swiftly along, what type of natural disaster comes from the Japanese for harbor wave? The correct answer is, of course, tsunami. Number 8. Oh, look who it is. Robert the Sign Man. Nice to see you, Robert. Which French expression, literally meaning white paper, means complete freedom of action? The correct answer for 1 point is carte blanche. Number 9. True or false, the Molotov cocktail was invented in Finland? The answer is, in fact, true. And our friend Arto, the FNC, should know that. But when I was researching this, I thought to myself, the Finnish might have invented it, but we perfected it. Moving swiftly along. Number 10, our last question in tonight's quiz. This round, the wine Jacob's Creek comes from which country? The correct answer is, of course, Australia. Now, her indoors, what have you done with the music? Okie dokie. Now, moving swiftly along to question number 6. The silence is pretty hard to keep it going. We need answers. Round 6, question number 1. Chamber time, dead, and cylinder are all types of what? The correct answer is locks. The volume went down to 0. Chamber time, dead, and cylinder are all types of what? The answer for 1 point, locks. Number 2. In what 90s movie does Nicolas Cage and John Travolta exchange roles halfway through the movie? Her indoors, you like this movie. What was it called?
No.
You do. When I tell you the title, you're going to know it.
Okay.
Face Off? Characters?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Number 3. I like this one. What is the only tree to produce 2 culinary spices? Now, when I asked this question, I wasn't sure about the answer. That's why I liked it. The correct answer is nutmeg, because the tree produces nutmeg and it also produces mace, a spice called mace. I only know a supermarket called mace. Number 4. What animal is depicted on the logo of Peugeot cars? The correct answer is a lion, as opposed to an Aaron There is no or. Number 5. Ironman competitions includes running, swimming, and what other athletic activity? The correct answer is cycling or biking. What do fans of Barry Manilow call themselves? Now, I'm feeling pretty confident. That Gordy will get this right, because as soon as I said that he was a Barry Manilow fan, he typed in "Oh Mandy," and I could imagine him singing it to Susie with a big smile on his face. What can I tell you? Clucking grunts is not the answer I was looking for, Gordy. They are called fanalos. They're not called manimals. Winner on the spinner. All right, folks, we have her indoors back next to me after running over to get her iPad that was charging on low battery, which is causing her a little bit of stress tonight, folks, I have to say. She can't reach the plug. Bonus question time. First one to type the correct answer into the chat. Remember, you can only enter this once. Who is on the list already, her indoors? Who is on the list? Thank you very much. Electric Sheep Minion, Captain Beer, Liz the Leg End. Why did you spell it like that? Riod from Delft, and Sully, our token Liverpool fan. Here is the question. Name the city of this iconic tourist trap. In what city is it found? Minion Rachel, straight in, boom. Athens is the correct answer. Minion Me, maybe they've moved it to Rome. Riod said he reckons it's found in Delft. Gordy thinks it's in Dublin. Okay, so the winner to that one was Minion Rachel. Electric Sheep Minion thinks it could possibly be Burnham-on-Sea. I mean, the pier doesn't look that bad since it burnt down. Bob's very quiet tonight. I think her and Jodie's dad's fallen asleep. In 1969, Salvador Dali designed the logo to what brand of lollipop still in existence today? Chupa Cups is the correct answer for 1 point. Number 8. What does a pedometer count? The correct answer is, it's so strange to hear yourself talking 10 seconds behind. Her indoors is doing an impersonation of a pedometer. It is steps or distance. Gordy, behave. Number 9. True or false? Is it possible to It's possible to orgasm just from nipple stimulation. Do you think that's true, or do you think it's false? That's the question that I'm asking you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The correct answer is true. Maybe Liz can confirm for our next show with a video. Moving swiftly along to our last question. Been there, done that, Liz says. Solve this dingbat to reveal a 7-word well-known phrase. Remember, 5 points for the dingbats, the anagrams. The correct answer is on the right side of the law. Liz is letting us know that she typed prematurely before I mentioned the video. Baroness of Burnham, great to see that you're still there. You're just very quiet tonight. I'm concerned about yourself and Jodie's dad. Well, I've been concerned about Jodie's dad for a long time because I just expect to get a red dot on my forehead one night when he's over here visiting us in Holland. So, folks, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed our show tonight. It is, at the moment, a monthly show. If we go back into lockdown here in Holland, and it's a full lockdown with the bars totally closing, I will look at going back to the weekly show, probably on a Wednesday night. Legacy Minion said, is he a Hindu? Is that because of the red dot in his forehead? No, I meant the sniper rifle, because we all know that Jodie's dad is, in fact, a secret agent. So, leave it with me, folks, about the Friday show. About the weekly show, I will let you know as soon as I know. In the meanwhile, we have to pick a date for the Christmas show. Pending on the availability of Santa, I am looking at Wednesday the 15th of December. What I'd like you to do before that date is take a picture of yourself in your Christmas jumper and please send it to me. Prizes will be given for the best Christmas jumper. Isn't that right, Herendors?
Yes.
And we do hope that Santa also brings Mrs. Claus, like she came last year and done some wonderful games online. Sully said, my Christmas jumper is still in Dublin. It's a bit like a deja vu because I remember him saying that for last year. Her indoors is in the wash since last Christmas. Dublin Pete saying, get your ma to send it over. That sounds so Irish. Get your ma to send it over. Like deja vu all over again. You're right, Minion Me. All right, folks. So let me see. Thank you very much indeed. Great for sharing smiles throughout our 72 online quarantine shows. I look forward to reconnecting both face-to-face whenever we can, or indeed during our monthly Staying Connected online show. Would you like to do like a little jingle for the Staying Connected online show?
No.
Thanks for that. I think it's time to do a draw. Should we do spin the wheel or draw? You tell me, Herendors. You want to do spin the wheel first? Are you absolutely sure? Okay. You know that I just basically do whatever I'm told. Spin the wheel. Will it work is the question. Give us an idea on the people who are the numbers. Herendors frantically looking for the piece of paper that she has hidden somewhere. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so winner number one will be Electric Sheep Minion. Winner number two, Captain Beer. Winner number three, your friend and mine, Herendors Mark II, Liz the Legend. Number four, Riod in Delph, our indoor footballer, goalkeeper that often or quite possibly might have crossed with Jan the Man. Could possibly have been given a yellow card. Or even maybe once in his career. Get the frig out of the goals, fella. Moving swiftly along. Next one is winner number 5, and that could be Sully, our friend, our Liverpool supporting friend from God's country. And number 6, Minion Rachel. Alrighty, so we're getting ready to spin the wheel, Herendors. Do you remember the spin the wheel jingle? Try and get it in the right key. Yeah, go on, let me hear it. Boom! Are you ready? Yes, indeed. It is spinning. Winner number 2 has won the mystery prize. Who is winner number 2? Captain Beer! Now, the question is, Captain Beer, how am I going to get the prize to you? if we go into lockdown? We'll have to sort something out. Get in there, Beardy. Thank you, Gordy. You do have a way with words. Okay, so good luck in the draw, ladies and gentlemen. Time to do the draw. Now, the only way we can do the draw is after her indoors does the official lead-in to the draw. Let me hear it, her indoors. Build it up, her indoors. A bit more. Come on. Put a bit of emotion in there. Is your hands hurting yet? The winner is Sully. Is he still on board? Waiting for Sully. Oh my God! Yes, indeed, Sully. You are tonight's winner in our random draw. Thank you very much indeed. So, her indoors, take a little note there. Captain Beer is our spin the wheel. You've done it already. She's so good, I might keep her next month. Folks, the 15th of December is the planned date for our Christmas show. Send in your photographs from yourself in Christmas jumpers. I'll be getting my Christmas jumper on and putting it up on Facebook at the start of December to remind you. And if there's any change in that date, I will let you know. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us tonight. The only thing I got to say is I hope after Friday that you won't have to stay the frank at home if you're stuck here in Holland, just like us. See you soon, and thanks very much for turning up tonight for our Staying Connected online show.
The whole world's caught a virus. You're not in this alone, but you can help to cure it. Just stay the fuck at home.
We're all stuck here in quarantine. It's like the Twilight Zone. To save the world, you only have to stay the fuck at home. Stay the fuck at home. Stay the fuck at home.
Don't you be a fucking dick.
Just stay the fuck at home.
If you're locked down with your hubby or going in alone, sisters need to teach their men, stay the fuck at home.
Whether you've got 12 kids or you're living on your own, shut it down and isolate. Stay the fuck at home.
Stay the fuck at home. Stay the fuck at home.
Watch Netflix in your underwear.
Just stay the fuck at home.
But I need the gym and I need the beach. We hear you bitch and moan. You need to grow a brain cell and stay the fuck at home. But I feel fine, I don't feel sick. I'll go out on my own. I think of you, you selfish prick. Just stay the fuck at home.
Stay the fuck at home. Stay the fuck at home.
Sit on the couch and do fuck all.
Just stay the fuck at home.
If you think you're not at risk, you're living in a dome. Spreads faster than a hooker's leg, so stay the fuck at home.
To the doctors and the truckies, those who put food on our plate, you keep the whole place running so we can isolate.
Stay the fuck at home. Stay the fuck at home.
You can be a hero too.
Stay the fuck at home.
The only way to slow it down is isolate, not roam. Help the world get back on track and stay the fuck at home.
Sit on the couch and drink VV, get shit-faced on your own. We don't care what you're doing there, just stay the fuck at home.
like family. Use Facebook, Skype or phone. Yeah, we've got the fucking internet, so stay the fuck at home.
From LA through to Berlin, from Wuhan through to Rome, there's people dying every day. Please stay the fuck at home. Stay the fuck at home. Stay the fuck at home. Don't you be a fucking dick. Stay the fuck at home. Stay the fuck at home. Stay the fuck at home. Don't you be a fucking dick. Stay the fuck at home. Stay the fuck at home.
Thank you very much, folks. I'll see you very, very soon. Don't forget, get your Christmas jumper pictures in via irishquestionmark@gmail.com. 15th of December, if Santa is available. Thanks, folks.